Podcast. Right now.
Are we starting?
We are.
Oh.
Hello.
Podcast.
Hello, listeners.
Right now.
Good morning, Vietnam. My name's John Michelle, and you found yourself tuned into a little episode of Podcast Right Now. This is episode 177 for March 7th, 2021. We got a whole hell of a lot to talk about today on the pod this week. The $1,000 dog. What's up, Kev? What's up? Ruff. Also on the pod this week, we pulled him out of the darkness that he normally lives in. He's all bundled in his sheets. We drug him out of bed. We said, "Hey, buddy, you got a podcast to do today." It's TV's JG. How you doing, Joe?
I was busy pooping myself, and then you called and said, "Be on the podcast," and I said, "Okay, well, I'll get up for that. I'll stop pooping myself."
You were shitting your pants?
Yep, I was. And then I got the call, and I said, "You know what? This is no way to live."
Shitting your pants?
Yes. Yeah. I've fallen a little bit from grace, it seems.
Yeah.
But since I got the call today, I've wiped my ass.
I think you need to take a bubble bath after shitting your pants. I don't think a wipe is going to be enough.
A bubble bath can actually cause a yeast infection, John. You don't want to overdo that one. You want to have an aggressive wipe and an aggressive, rundown with some soap in your hand. You want to soap up that like you're lubing it up for a tongue.
Do you want one of us to call you around 11:30 every day? I mean, we only podcast once a week. I don't want you to be sitting in a stew of your own shit Monday through Saturday.
Yeah.
No, this will be fine. Fine.
Can a man get a yeast infection in his butt? Is that real?
Yeah, yeast can go anywhere. Yeast is going to do what it's going to do. It normally rises. But yeah, sure.
Can you get it in your your urethra?
Your pee hole, yeah. You
Yeah,
definitely can get it in your pee hole. I don't know.
I think it's really hard. I think you have to have a real rough dick for that to happen to you, right? Aren't dicks just designed to kind of? I mean, it's way less likely than a vagina, which is an open face sandwich. If a vagina is an open face sandwich, then a dick is like a burrito where everything is completely contained and it's a clean scenario. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they call it a baker's ass.
Oh,
if you got a yeast infection in your butthole,
a baker's ass.
Baker's ass for sure.
What's up, USMC Bush baby in the chat? How you doing? Yeah, man. Thanks for joining us. Podcast.
Where are these people's last yeast infections occurring?
Yeah, let us know
from the chat.
Let us know the last time you experienced a baker's ass, and just let us know in the chat. We'd like to know.
The orifice specifically.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, because babies can get them on their tongue. That's a thing.
No, we're not talking about babies, John. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking pedo. Get out of here with that. We're talking about over 18-year-old lady right now. Where's the sexiest place you've ever got a yeast infection?
Okay. Wow.
If you know what I'm saying.
Can you get a yeast infection on your nipples?
You should.
Okay. Yeah. Podcastrightnow.com. If you want to find links to all the show information, our Twitter account, our Patreon, and then we have, we probably should have mentioned this last week, but yeah, I believe we are switching our podcast times on Twitch. Follow us on Twitch, Real Podcast Right Now, and we're aiming at Sundays at noon. So get up, have yourself a coffee.
Let's say that we're going to wait and see, because part of the reason we were going noon is I thought we were going to have one Carl with us this afternoon, and
this is
he's
true.
nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
so.
we're trying to find a time where all the boys can easily get together and have a pod. So we're working on it. And
we don't want to alienate our church followers. too. Like, if you go to an early service, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you go to a midnight mass, that's fine. But what do we do with our great following that goes to a noon service? We have to figure that out.
No, our demographic is and always has been the early service crowd. Come on. I believe that to be true.
I went to mine at 7:30 this morning, and then I flogged myself a couple times.
Did you praise?
Oh yeah, a couple Hail Marys, and then went back again at the next hour.
Came home, shook your pants.
Yeah.
It was a busy Sunday.
Jesus Christ, all before noon. Look at you. No, I literally just woke up. I made bad choices last night, and I stayed up many hours. No, we had let's see on the podcast this week. I'll hit the list real quick. I'm going to talk about how my dog hates hipsters. It's a fun story. Fight night at Kevin's. That was last night. We'll touch on that a little bit. The BSFTB, the Broken Schemes for the Buttercream, our monthly trivia game, will resume. Carl's going to have a hard time catching up if he keeps missing these eps. We got some video game news to go over. Joe finally got his PlayStation 4 Pro. That's exciting. He's now playing on last generation technology. Very exciting. And then the WandaVision season finale. We're going to break it down. We're going to take a deep dive. We're going to figure out what we can expect next from Disney Plus in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Very exciting episode you've tuned into.
We're going to take a deep dive on that?
Oh, so deep. We'll spend at least 43 minutes. Well, wait till we get to that part before you bail.
Okay.
And you can't bail. You're the only other person that's seen it.
I don't. Yeah.
You're in.
When I watched the episode 8. Okay. They had me though. Let's do it now. Let's
do it now. Let's get it over with.
Let's
all right.
Knock it out. Okay.
WandaVision season finale. I would say mid-season. I wasn't suspecting the nosy neighbor Agatha to be a protagonist, or I'm sorry, an antagonist. I thought that was kind of fun.
This character before?
I hadn't. No.
Okay. Do you think if you're a super greasy Marvel nerd, you would have known this character?
Probably, maybe, or Googled it as it was happening, and then act like you knew it the whole time.
Yeah, that's the smart play to get those Twitter likes. Yeah.
Yep. So that was interesting. That was fun. And then the last couple episodes kind of deal with Wanda sort of having to accept and deal with the fact that she's created this hex over Westview. Basically just to have Vision around and to start this fantasy family, and it's a misuse of her powers. I would say she's still a good guy. She's still an Avenger, but definitely has to go get some therapy or something. And then in the last episode, we finally get the classic Scarlet Witch superhero suit with the cool pointy things on the head.
They made a point of saying that she is the Scarlet Witch, the way it arises in the MCU. She is stronger than the Sorcerer Supreme. So, have an eventual showdown between Doctor Strange and her.
Right, and that is another one of the MCU movies coming out this year. Was it Doctor Strange and I forget the subtitle, but looking forward to that. And I would assume Scarlet Witch makes an appearance in there with all her powers. Seems like that would be a nod to that upcoming movie. I really, and this is full spoilers if you haven't figured it out by now. Joe, I really liked the two Visions, right? Like the evil Vision that shows up, he's all white, and it was just like angry Bettany. Right. I thought that was a cool design, and I thought that was a lot of fun. And then they have this cool scene where the sort of made up Vision, the fantasy Vision that lives and can only, the WandaVision can only live inside the hex, where he kind of helps this reprogrammed, resurrected, the real Vision, Sword sends him in with different programming to neutralize, Vision and Wanda, and Wanda's Vision, they have a moment where they kind of get to talk, and after some pretty cool fights with decent CG, I might add, for, you know, a TV show. I think with TV shows, you always kind of expect the effects to look a little bit like The Secret World of Alex Mack or, you know, something like that. But I thought those looked decent.
How dare you?
And yeah.
The Secret World of Alex Mack.
But do you remember the scene I'm talking about where Wanda's vision kind of basically unlocks and hacks the sword vision, and then the sword vision pieces out, so we know that the, you know, Vision is still in play. He is still in the mix. He is not dead.
There's a real Vision out there.
Yeah.
So that kind of, I don't know. I know that the comics do this all the time. A character dies, and then 20 issues later they come back. I would like for the movies to have more consequences where just Vision is dead, and that should be Scarlet Witch's albatross to bear. Like, she has to fuck with that.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't think they're going to bring, like, I don't think they're going to do, like, an Iron Man, you know, from Endgame. They're not going to, like, bring Tony Stark back. Like, I think if you're a heavy hitter, like, who's the other one? Black Widow. Like, she's not coming back, you know?
She's not coming back, but she's getting her own spin-off series.
Takes place before the events of the Avengers.
So, yeah. Fine. Whatever.
All right. Overall,
I still want to watch 20 more movies to get to something.
That's the fun part, man.
So this, as a whole, this show probably could have worked as a 2 hour and 15-minute movie if you knock off, like, the first few episodes that didn't really matter with, oh, this is a fun experiment with TV type of thing.
Yeah, I would disagree for that reason. I thought that was part of the fun, was the little leaks of weekly information as to what the hell's going on. I thought that's why it worked best as a TV show, but so disagree there.
I didn't think those things were fun. I thought those were like chores that I had to get through to.
Yeah, I mean, I will say if they did like 1 or 2 more episodes like that, I probably would have, you know, I wouldn't have liked them, and I may have pieced out and caught up when it was over, and I could binge it all. But I don't know. It's been a while since I've enjoyed a show that was on a weekly schedule. Like, I'm trying to remember the last time. I mean, Breaking Bad was like that. Do
you have Hulu, John?
I don't. We used to, but then Maggie's.
Well, you if you sign up for that, you and the lady can absolutely enjoy Ally McBeal at your leisure. It will be a wonderful experience, better than WandaVision.
Yeah,
sure.
Okay. But the other thing that added to it was that we watched it as a family. So, to have the girls be eating breakfast in the morning and be like, oh, Dad, new WandaVision tonight. Like, that was fun. Our families never had a show like that where it's something we're all into.
They will enjoy Family Matters, which has the word family in it. They will enjoy the antics of Steve Urkel.
What the fuck are you doing to me? So overall, I'd go. I'll go.
Did I do that?
I'll go whole series. I'm flirting between a 6 and a 7 out of 10. I'll go 7 out of 10 just because I'm a dork for that stuff. I couldn't help but enjoy certain scenes and certain references and callbacks. So I like the Darcy character that shows up. That was a nice little pull from the Thor movies. Yeah, I'm going 7 out of 10, which might be strong, and I might change it in the future. But that's where I'm at. What did you go, Joe? You like 2 out of 10? You really didn't enjoy it.
No, I didn't not enjoy it, but I also don't think it needed to be like a whole series. I guess I would put it at what I would give this if it was a normal movie, probably a strong 6, I guess.
Okay, so you're kind of where I am.
Yeah, watch it if you got nothing else on your quarantine list. Otherwise, it could have been a movie.
Well, and this one was kind of important. This was the first series on Disney Plus, and using the MCU characters, and then this is also the first glimpse at Phase 4 of the MCU. So, I think with all that being said, I think they did what they set out to do. If it was a stinker, I mean, that would be a rough way to start a whole new era of Marvel, and then you have everyone kind of saying, well, yeah, those Marvel movies, they had their day in the sun, and that was all fun until Endgame, and then it fell apart, and no one really cared anymore. But I think people are still in. March 19th, we get the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. So,
well, speaking of that, are you excited at all for the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League?
I will watch it. I will watch it.
Okay. I am not. I could not give a shit.
Yeah, I'm not amped, and I'm not following updates online. I have such nostalgia for Superman specifically and Batman. I just like those characters a lot. And then when you got Wonder Woman and Flash and everybody else in the mix, there's the kid in me just comes out, and it's like,
you like the characters, or you like the Zack Snyder versions of the characters?
Zack Snyder's kind of a one-trick pony, where if he doesn't got a good script to work with, he's not going to make a decent movie. There's going to be a lot of slow motion, and there's going to be a lot of super close-ups on, coffee cups and stuff like that. He makes movies in one way, which was really cool in 2009, but it's just like any entertainment medium, it evolves, and you gotta offer a little more substance than, wow, look at how cool this looks in slow motion. I didn't mind the first Justice League. I definitely finished that movie saying, well, that's not a great movie, and it definitely has a bunch of problems, and it was 45 minutes too long, and they're still not really getting Superman right, but
I don't understand why they didn't do a Marvel-esque thing where they just build their characters one at a time before they jump into essentially their end game.
Yeah.
Which is the Justice League.
Yeah. I think they kind of did that, but they started doing that way too late. And Marvel didn't know that that's what they were doing when they made Iron Man, 11 years ago. So, or 12 years ago, but you know what I mean? So it was kind of like
the Hulk movie features, that's actually the precursor to Iron Man.
Who does that have?
That has Edward Norton.
I remember
Sam Jackson shows up.
Okay. That's what I was trying to remember.
It's the Incredible Hulk, not the Ang Lee Hulk.
Please don't watch the Ang Lee Hulk. Whatever you do,
no one should watch the Ang Lee Hulk.
Giant poodle werewolves and stuff. It's such
no one
a
should
weird
probably
movie.
Watch the Incredible Hulk either. That's not that great.
I don't mind it, but it's got some cool action, but I don't know. The look of the Hulk is kind of weird. It's like every CG trick in the book. Turn them all on and crank them all to 11. His veins should have muscles, and the muscles on his veins should also have veins. The Hulk just looks weird. Looks like some kind of demon or something. No one's muscles look like that. The way they do it with Ruffalo Hulk is fucking perfect in my opinion. I'm giddy anytime Hulk's on screen in any of those movies. But yeah, I think it was a reactionary play from Warner Brothers and DC to try to format all of their characters in their movie the way Marvel is doing it, when Marvel had a 5 or 6 year head start on them.
It's a weird thing because they're not losing any money, right, by not making a movie. They're just, and I guess they've all made money, but the IP seems like it's devalued just by having shittier, they're already rebooting Suicide Squad or redoing Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Which came out 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. We'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see. I think it's savable still. I think superhero movies aren't going anywhere, and I will go see them all. But yeah, I'll watch that Zack Snyder cut. I made my wife watch Justice League. It was I think last month we got it in, and she didn't want to watch it. She's like, I don't really want to watch this. I'm like, yeah, just come on. Let's just have fun with it. And then there's some moments in that movie where you're just like, oh, that was dope. When Flash finds out that Bruce Wayne is Batman, because Bruce Wayne chucks a a batarang at him, and you see this moment on Flash's face in like super high speed slow motion where he sees the batarang and he looks back at Bruce Wayne like, holy shit, I'm in the same room as Batman right now. I love it.
You know, a better scene though is all the Quicksilver scenes in the X-Men movies are way better than exactly the situation you just described.
I think because that's become a thing now. The slow motion run around and do things.
I feel like that Quicksilver did it first and did it better.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, because Flash has some of those scenes in the Justice League movie, and yeah, I think you're right. Quicksilver did it best. And then they didn't even do it in Age of Ultron when they introduced the MCU Quicksilver. They didn't have like a, play a funky song from the 80s and let's do a 2-minute, here's what slow motion life is like.
Yeah, and now he's dead. Now Wanda doesn't even know about it, really. Like,
he got shot so many times. Kevin, where are you at on all this, man? You going to finish up WandaVision? Start it?
Yeah, I was just looking at houses. So,
what do they look like?
This is a show. What is this about?
What are your houses looking like? What's your price range? What neighborhood are you looking in?
Mostly west side of Columbus, and not super seriously looking. But if I saw something in the 200 to 250 range that checked all the boxes, might get serious about getting into something. But, I like a finished basement. That's high on my list. So, looking for those. Fenced yard is a plus. And, minimum 2 places to pee. I can't get involved with a place that only has one toilet.
Yeah.
Does your yard count as one, or?
No.
Kitchen sink?
No. It would have to be a very low-cut kitchen sink. I don't really have the legs for the sink.
Get you a little stepping stool. Yeah. My kids have those for when they piss in the sink. Kevin, we hung out last night. We saw some fights. That was fun.
We did.
What happened in the fight nights? Tell me all about it.
So, yeah, I was really excited, as were a lot of UFC fans for last night's card. On paper, it was supposed to be like crazy, super duper show. And it kind of worked out not that way. Just a lot of fairly boring matchups. Not really any finishes. And there was one bizarre outcome where a guy actually won a title on a disqualification, Joe. This is the first time that's ever happened in the UFC. And
got completely kneed to the face, like without blocking or preparing or anything. It was kind of gnarly.
Yeah, so it was an illegal strike to a grounded opponent, kneed him in the head real hard, and he was hurt, like probably legitimately, but also felt a little bit like a put on, I guess.
I was getting those vibes too, like, oh, he's kind of playing into this.
Yeah. And then
I've never been kneed in the head, so I don't really know, but
well, I'm sure he was hurt, but I don't know. It's hard to say. Rogan wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, yeah, he wouldn't. He's just not that kind of guy. He wouldn't do this.
Right.
But on the other hand, he is on the one hand concussed badly enough that the match has to end, and he wins a title on a technicality. On the other hand, gave an interview in the post fight. So
yeah, it was pretty lucid for the interview too.
Why is the title being awarded on a technicality though? If the fight is stopped.
It's just the UFC is not, professional wrestling. It's the winner of the match is awarded the title, and they waited a while because nobody wanted to see this happen. So they gave it a ways, but he was just kind of rolling around on the ground and trying to get back up, and then didn't really have his balance, or maybe he was doing a little bit of acting, but.
Was a socially distant crowd, were they booing?
Yeah, the collective consciousness that was watching, everyone was booing. There were no fans in attendance, so, but you could feel it through the television that everyone at home was booing.
That's not good. You were booing then, with your collective. John, you were booing?
I thought for sure it looked like he was playing into it, and when it comes to UFC, like, out of every single fight that I take the time to sit down and watch, I need, like, the ending of Rocky IV. So I'm part of the problem when it comes to what a non-fan expects from boxing and UFC.
Yeah.
I want to see blood. I want to see, like, jaws break off. I want shots of the wife in the crowd crying with their autistic son there.
I think I as well don't really follow UFC regularly, but I do, just expect the finish. Like, this man has been knocked out, or this ref has stopped him because he's kicking the shit out of this man. But
I mean, that was still interesting to watch because I hadn't seen a fight end like that, especially a high profile championship match. So. It's pretty cool experience still to, see. I don't know.
It wasn't horrible. It was disappointing, compared to the amount of buildup that you had just from the card was so good on paper.
What was that? The second round or third round?
That was the fourth round.
So how many do they go 5, right? Or?
They go 5 in main events, and any championship match is 5 rounds.
All right. So we weren't denied that much fight, and it was, I think, a pretty good fight up to that point.
It was a close-ish fight, yeah. Aljamain Sterling was up 2-1 on one of the judges' cards. Other ones had it 2-1 against. It was a close fight, but he was fading and not on a trajectory where he was going to win. And that's part of what, if he was dominating and then got kneed to the head and won the title, that would be one thing. But he was on his way probably to losing, and I don't think it's weird because I buy that he's not happy about winning the title that way. But I also think that I think he leaned into it a little bit.
Yeah.
At any rate, I would be really surprised if the next title fight at 135 was not just a rematch of those two.
So this sounds like an exciting jumping off point for somebody who's not necessarily into UFC. There's some controversy possibly about the belts with some knees. What would you say to those people?
The people who are contemplating getting interested now?
Yes, Kevin. How would you sell them on what you're experiencing? It seems like you're on a bit of a high of fight night. How would you tell people what a UFC is and what the drama is surrounding this particular fight?
So I think those are kind of two different questions.
Answer them all.
Okay. I'll do the drama first because I don't think that it's much of a selling point, really. It is kind of interesting every once in a while you see something wacky happen, injuries. I've seen matches stop before, just never, disqualified people and matches won that way. You've just never seen it for a title.
Yeah.
It was, I guess it adds a little bit of something to the storyline. It sucks for him if he never wins a title legitimately, then this is kind of what he'll end up being famous for, and that's probably a bummer for him.
And also, just to add in, as far as the drama, I mean, the way that they present these fights, it's really nice if you're a noob because they give you a nice little 5-minute kind of teaser, here's what's going on with these two guys, and it shows their weigh in, and that what do you call him? Peter Yan? Is that
Piotr?
Piotr. So that Piotr Yan, he was a little bit of a villain type character, or seemingly, and he looked just sort of like a bad guy. So it seemed like there was some. I was excited for it, and I didn't know who the hell either of these guys were. So I was like, "Oh man, what's going to happen, Kev?"
Yeah, I appreciate the hype videos and the walkouts. I think that's definitely a big part of the sport.
Yeah.
Of the experience of it as a spectator. And, the drama, most of it is just it's the primality, whatever, of two guys getting in and, no weapons, just kind of
anything goes.
Advanced hand-to-hand combat. And, I think it's the best sport going.
Yeah. And then as far as the whole night went, I think it was kind of just a sleeper night because there was a lot of I know this has happened before, but like it's just there's a lot of technical, like wrestling type shit going on that goes over my head, and I'll hear the announcers react like, "Oh, whoa, look how he switched to half guard and all that," and I'm like, "Yeah, I see. Yeah, definitely they did change positions, but is that good or bad? Like I don't know what's going on. I like when they're striking way more than when it's a roll around pal fest."
Yeah, that's definitely the popular opinion.
It looks brutal though, being pinned to the ground and having a big hairy Zangief on top of you, just waiting to hammer fist, like looking for a window. Like that does look brutal.
If they get into hammer fists and elbows, that stuff can be exciting too.
Yeah.
Or if they roll around real fast, that can be fun. But yeah, if somebody's just kind of squeezing you and looks like a high school wrestling match.
There were a couple cool arm bars last night that looked like, oh man, like I get nervous. You're just going to see an arm snap, like
right,
yeah.
There was one that didn't quite get sunk in on Drew Dober by the guy who may or may not be the next Khabib. So that'll be exciting to see.
Yeah.
But, and then I think the women's title fight was won on an arm bar. Just Amanda Nunes just steamrolled this lady, which everyone kind of expected. She's always a huge favorite when she fights, and she was like 10-1.
And that was in the first round, so that was like quick one. When they end real quick, there's a part of you that's like, well, we spent as much time talking about this fight tonight or way more time talking about it than we did actually getting fight. So I don't know. I want the end of Rocky IV every time I watch any sport, and I can't have it any other way.
How did you feel about the end of the Super Bowl? That seemed like it was pretty close, right? Like with Tom Brady winning and telling the rest of the football league that they must change.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whatever you say, Joe. Mm-hmm. Hey guys, Carl's in here with us. What's up, Carl boy? I bet he's kind of getting his mic and everything sorted out, but
hello,
got the whole band.
Yeah, sorry, I'm late. I didn't realize I was working on that shit for Barrington, and the whole last hour hadn't looked at my phone. I didn't realize we were gonna jump on.
You good, man? You good?
Another successful campaign. Look for the faction Doctrine Ogun coming at you sometime. I don't know what the logo I did.
This is a professional wrestling campaign. Where can we see Barrington Hughes?
You can find him on his Twitter page, which I'm not exactly sure what his handle is right now. He changes that.
He has a lot. Yeah, he's got a lot of letters. Yep.
Yeah. But he's Barrington Hughes. I think he's still under contract with MLW. He just shared some video recently, I think.
One of the best super heavyweights, and one of the biggest super heavyweights. But yeah, I'm a big super heavyweight fan. So like this guy from the jump.
Yeah, it's good shit.
Mm-hmm. You caught us recapping UFC 259. So yeah,
I heard that arm bars.
There's some bars of the arm variety. Yeah. No, it was kind of a sleeper. It was good to see you guys, though, Kev. I mean, all fight stuff aside, it was nice to sit down with you and Zane. I think the last time we did that was for a UFC fight, maybe? Last year? I don't know. But this damn COVID. Can't do the things you're used to doing. What else, Carl? You missed the WandaVision recap, but I think you're good there.
Yeah, I'm probably like an episode or two behind.
Oh, right on. Well, then it's good you missed it, because we spoiled the piss out of it. Yeah. But it's good you're here.
If you want to jump on Disney Plus, watch Flight of the Navigator.
Compliance. I love that movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. That's like the childhood dream movie to rewatch on VHS over and over again.
Hell yeah. And Pee Wee Herman does the voice of the spaceship.
I did not know. I thought it was a guy. Is that really him? I thought it was a
Paul
guy
Rubin,
doing
man.
a Pee Wee Herman impression.
No, the giveaway is when he does one of the like aliens, or he does like a voice or something while the little boy's looking at some of the aliens he has on board, and he goes into full Pee Wee voice. But yeah. I wonder if that movie was before or after he got caught jacking off into a cola can.
Probably before. It was probably filmed before, and they probably released it after.
Yeah.
Just like he did.
Okay. Yeah. How
are you going to interrupt Pee Wee Herman while he's jagging off in a... Excuse me, sir. Can you go ahead and finish? I know there's a film on, but can you go ahead and...
We're doing ADR at 7:00, and we're going to need you to come on in here. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing, jagging off to 80s porn.
Just the usher with the flashlight.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. We don't do this in this adult theater.
Yeah.
So it was an adult theater, right? He wasn't just jagging off in a regular movie.
No, that's what people had to do before the internet came out. Was they would show pornography in a movie theater,
right?
And you could go there and be tempted to commit a fucking sex offense.
That's what I don't get about Taxi Driver. When he takes Sybil to the porno, it's like, isn't that what we're supposed to like? It's...
Huh?
In Taxi Driver, he has a love interest, and she's pretty creeped out by him, like she should be, because he's deranged. And they set a date up, and he takes her to a porno theater.
Right. I mean, at that point, he's just he's intriguing. He's a strange, he's a intriguing stranger. And I don't think he understands that you aren't supposed to take a lady to a porno theater.
No.
I think he asked one of the ushers or somebody who works at the theater. He scouted the place out beforehand, and he said,
I do like that porno theaters have ushers. Yes, this way, sir.
Is this a place that I can bring a lady? And they're like, oh, yes, this is good. But why was Pee Wee Herman? I don't even understand why are you in trouble if you jack off in a porn theater? Isn't that what you came to do?
Oh yeah, it's like when my dad got in trouble for jacking off during Cool Runnings. It's just not okay. There's people around. I think it's the other. It's not for your sake. It's people are around.
It says here that this took place 1991 in Florida. It was a random police inspection of the theater, and they found Rubens there, kebabbing his fist, and it says that he, when they examined his driver's license, Paul Rubens told them, "I'm Pee Wee Herman," and then he offered to do a children's benefit for the sheriff's office to take care of this. Where's my bike?
That's thinking on your feet. I'm not mad at that.
No, the whole thing is a rough. Well, no, it didn't. No,
it sounds like just terrible luck.
The whole thing sucks. Yeah.
A police inspection. He was probably there regularly, but any other time, if you're just jacking off in the theater, I'm sure they, probably bring you paper towels. But when the law shows up, they have to pretend that this doesn't go on.
Yeah,
that's just bad luck.
We were just showing the Little Mermaid in here. I don't know how all these dicks got on the screen.
He pled no contest and did a bunch of PSAs about the dangers of crack cocaine. Interesting.
The dangers, not the dangers of jacking off in a theater full of.
Well, the only danger of jacking off in a theater is getting caught. So I think that one everyone knows.
He wasn't on crack cocaine, right? Like, shouldn't you have to do?
I think he was, though. I think
caught doing.
No, I think he was.
Sounds like he probably was on crack cocaine. Yeah,
but he had to come back. We saw him in Blow, and then again in Dunstan Checks In.
So it all worked out.
Yeah. No, I'm still a Pee Wee fan. I saw him.
He was in
the newest movie he made.
Penguin's Dad.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was Papa Cobblepot. That's hard to say. Papa Cobblepot. He didn't like the look of that penguin baby, and he said, "You know what we should do, hun? We should throw him in the sewer. That's what you do when you have an ugly baby."
Back jagging off in this theater rather than having this kid.
Yeah, I'm really glad that wasn't the standard operating procedure in '84. That would have been bad for me. I would have been a sewer baby. I'm pretty sure.
You got the weird hands.
small hands. I was born with a full set of chompers, like adult teeth. I didn't even ever have children's teeth, and like I didn't never lose teeth and stuff. I had a full head of hair that kind of faded into my upper back when I was born. So it's a really weird scenario.
You sound like you were you born Blanca from Street Fighter?
No, I was born, they birthed me way after my due date. Like, it was a good month after I was supposed to be out. And so I, like, overcooked.
He had a job when he came out.
I had a job. Yeah.
Window washer.
Hold on. What's the SNL skit? He's like, Mr. and Mrs. whatever, you are the proud parents of a dude. And it's like Will Ferrell.
Wasn't that Phil Hartman?
No, Will Ferrell was the baby, and he came out all bearded and just, God, it was hot in there. Can I get some slacks? Remember?
It seems like it would have been a Phil Hartman if he didn't be shot in the head.
Right.
Was Hartman on ever with Will Ferrell? I don't know.
No, not after
their crossover. They didn't do a weekend at Bernie's and.
No.
Well, I guess the moneymaker was complete. We shouldn't even joke about that. It's such a tragic thing. I love that Phil Hartman.
It was 97 when he got shot.
Oh, okay. So just 6 years after Pee-wee got jacked off. We're getting a real historical timeline of the 90s just laid out for you guys. So you should be writing all this down.
Somewhere in there was Tamagotchis.
Tamagotchis happened. Also, the O.J. Simpson murder trial was a real fun moment in the 90s.
Oh, that was solidly 95, 96.
Rodney King.
Yep.
Kicked off.
Solidly 90, 91, 92, I think.
Oh, geez. Yeah. I can't believe we haven't even said this. But the movie Speed was released in the 1990s.
I think that's a 93, 94.
Yeah, you gotta watch Speed with Keanu Reeves if you've not seen it.
The
Jurassic Park. Yes, Kevin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about holes.
They were the 90s.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I lost my virginity in the 1990s. That was a big deal. I was 6. I was 6 years old. It was to my uncle.
Were you watching Speed?
No. I was. My uncle was on Speed. Yeah. He called them diet pills, but he got real randy every time he was on his diet.
John's uncle molested him, and then he said, there will come a time, boy, when you'll wish you never met me. And John said, Mister, I'm already there.
Pop quiz, hot shot. Your uncle has his pants around his ankles, and your parents aren't home till 6. What do you do? What do you do?
Oh.
And then John saw that red light start to blink on his uncle's cock. And he just bit his lip and braced for it.
Yeah. After the entire experience, him and I had a real conversation about, it's real common that after an extraneous situation, the two people fall in love. Didn't happen for us.
I'll bet it was really weird when you guys played Frisbee together. Like, you'd go to get the same Frisbee at the family gatherings and be like, oh, hey, what's up?
Well, it all worked out, I think, for me in the long run, because all of that, feeds into the character of man that I've developed at the age of 36. And it could be worse because I didn't go on that cruise a couple years later where that same uncle got his filthy hands on my brother and did the full thing to my brother. So yeah, I missed the sequel. I wasn't in Speed 2 Cruise Control. So.
He had no control over that cruise.
Yep. They went on a cruise and he lost control. I think he was into some weird kink shit back then. Like, he always had a jar of leeches with him for when he was gonna. Yeah, he would put the leeches around his genitalia, and he was like, "It's swamp monster time," is what he would say. It was a whole thing.
It's called.
Why was that the thing for Willem Dafoe? It's like, well, he's Willem Dafoe, but can we do something? Well, let's put leeches on his dick. Okay.
He wasn't putting them on his dick. He wasn't putting them on his dick in the movie. I mean, I'm sure one ended up there, but he put them all over.
They were always dead.
And people do that to remove like impurities in your blood or whatever. Remember? It's like a thing.
But that's the thing. That was the thing that they gave Willem Dafoe. It's like, you're not enough being Willem Dafoe, the terrorist that takes over this boat.
Yeah.
You need to be Willem Dafoe who puts leeches on his dick.
Yeah.
And they call him Dafoe, but he's a really nice guy.
Willem de Nice.
Willem the good guy. Yeah, no, the Speed sequel was not good. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why they gave him leeches, and they didn't get Keanu, but they got Sandy B.
And the boat doesn't necessarily have to slow down, right? It just has to crash into the dock. Like, there's no reason for it to be a Speed sequel.
That's right.
It's just normal, fast-moving boat.
That's right.
With Willem Dafoe and his leech dick. Just call it Leech Dick 1.
What was the premise of Speed 2? Did the boat have to maintain so many nautical knots per hour or whatever?
There were bombs on it. I don't know.
Yeah. No one remembers.
Yeah.
It did end up crashing into the docks, too, so it wasn't even like they saved people.
Yeah.
People definitely died from Speed 2 cruise control.
Yeah.
But Sandy B didn't.
No, she went on.
Yeah.
Then she went on to be in the Net.
I think they should do a fucking third one right now with Keanu and Sandy B. Take my money. You're making all these remakes and sequels. Let's get Speed taken care of. Come on. Who owns the license for Speed? Is that Touchstone or something? New Line Cinema? I bet it's Paramount.
It's probably like he just heavily encourages his Uber driver not to. Dude, come on.
Yeah, make it an Uber thing. Let's do it. Or a self-driving car or something. That would have come in real handy when that bus driver was shot in the first one.
It could be based on COVID infections. If it gets past a certain threshold,
a bomb will explode. Yeah, that'd be cool.
You gotta make the people wear masks. Hot shot.
Yeah, but then COVID goes way too high, and there's a bunch of nationalists down at the Capitol, and they all get blown up, and so it all kind of works out. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
it happens.
Roll credits.
There you go. All right, we just solved racism, guys. Again. Oh, can I tell you guys about my dog real quick?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my dog, it's confirmed now, but my dog has a strong dislike for hipsters.
Oh.
So anytime I take the little puppers out and we're walking around, she'll see an old man, hey, no big deal. She'll see, some kids playing, hey kiddos, have a great day. That's what I shout when I see random kids in my neighborhood. And then anytime you see a skateboard or like a Carhartt beanie or, that kind of teenaged, early 20s couple maybe taking a little walk on a nice day, she loses her mind. I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm like, what is going on? Why is this dog only going bananas when she sees somebody with a clean pair of Vans on? What is this? And
was she rescued from hipsters?
I don't know. No, she was a brand new pup. We got her from the Amish. Maybe the hipster is the opposite of the Amish. I don't know. But anyways, I had my theories. I was wondering if that's what was going on or if it was just random and I was looking too much into it. But then it was all confirmed today when I woke up this morning at 11:45 a.m. Do you guys see my new glasses? Remember my glasses that I have? They're those orange ones, and they're like kind of big. My new glasses I got?
I'll take your word for it.
You haven't seen them?
I don't. I don't spend a lot of time looking at your glasses, I guess. Well,
you also haven't seen me in a while, but anyways, I got these cool glasses, but they're pretty hip. You know what I mean? Like I like them because they're goofy as shit and they look like Mrs. Doubtfire or like something just from the 90s or something. But anyways, she destroyed them this morning. So all of my theories have been proven true. So here's my glasses. It's what's left of them.
Dog hates hipsters confirmed.
Yep. So now I'll have to buy new glasses, and I'm going to have to get some that are, a little more appropriate for my age and, just being a dad and everything. Stop trying to be so hip.
She actually broke through the rim of those. It's impressive. She has a small mouth.
Yep. I'm going to have to go back on that website, and good thing they were cheap. That's my only thing. They were like $40. I'm a cheap motherfucker. Sorry, I lost. If you're watching this Twitch stream right now, apologies. I'm trying to find the correct video layout. Here we go.
I got new glasses too.
Nice. Did you get them online?
Yeah. No, I went to Target.
There you go.
Oh wow! Bought glasses in person.
Yeah.
Haven't done that in a while.
Did I tell you guys about
I needed a new exam, so I had to make it work.
I don't think I told you guys about my optometrist sex dream that I had.
No.
It was crazy. So she's doing it's like an Asian lady, and she kind of looks like, it was modeled after my broken memory of what my real eye doctor looks like, but she's doing the full rundown, checking the eyes, doing the air puffs, better A, better B, so on and so forth. And then she was like, and next I'm just going to do this new thing we're doing. And she's like, I have to test your testosterone levels and make sure you're at your peak T and, everything's going all right. And I'm like, what? And I'm laughing. And it's like she's joking with me. But then she starts to undo my pants. And I still have the thing on, like the big thing on, and I can't get out. I'm like, what is happening? I'm married. What are you doing? It's wild, you guys. Wild dream.
Do you make it to ejac often in dreams? Can you do that?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm sure I did when I was 16, because I used to wake up in some puddles.
Yeah, I can never quite get there. I sometimes will go as far as like trying to insert, but then there's never the it always just feels like air at the end of the day, or around your penis, and you're not really having sex. But
can't you control that with your lucid dreaming abilities?
Well, that's one of the things that still is like against the rules or whatever. It starts to break the I'll actually flash between visions of the waking world and the lady that I'm trying to penetrate.
So they'll kick you out.
Try to go down that road. Yeah.
The dream will kick you out if you...
The villagers, the first thing that happens is I try to isolate the lady. First I have to conjure the lady. I have to think about what I want to enjoy.
Yeah.
So I have to conjure the lady, then I have to isolate her somewhere in the dream. I have to get to a locked door, basically.
Yeah.
And the villagers at that point are pretty mad. And so they're already like beating on the door and
the NPCs.
Breaking my focus quite a bit. And I'm not a comer. I'm not a guy who can come in his dreams.
I'm sorry.
I always just want to fly. Like I can, get my rocks off in real life.
I have pretty
here in this fantasy world. I want to fly.
Mine are pretty romantic usually.
Do you wake up ready to come, Kevin, or are you like on the verge of like if I just touched it a couple times, like you'd squirt or?
Yeah, you rock hard when you wake up.
Yeah, well, Kevin, how hard are you when you wake up in the morning before you have your breakfast? How hard's your dick?
No, I mean, I usually don't wake up right out of the dream, so it's cooled off a little bit. But I've got a couple extra ticks in the time bomb maybe when I wake up after one of those dreams. But no, not rock hard. Not 2 touches away from losing it.
You're not edging ropes as soon as you get up. How many ropes?
How many ropes?
Yeah. Yep, that's what he asked you. How many ropes when you do finally ejaculate that morning?
I mean, it's usually only 1 or 2 ropes. Really, I don't.
That's standard. I think that's average.
Yeah.
I'm a 2-rope man. I got to get more coffee, guys. Talk about something. I'll be right back.
Joe, how many ropes do you go get?
Going out of here,
I mean, it really depends. Sometimes it's a 1 roper, sometimes it's a 10 roper. Who knows? Sometimes it's an Everton roper. You never know what you're getting into. Depends on what you're watching.
Do you need 2 thumbs up?
Yeah.
Your butt?
Yeah, absolutely. You need all the thumbs in the butt as possible.
All thumbs up. Yeah.
Carl, there is a professional wrestling event this evening. Will you be watching it?
Yeah. I haven't been able to pay as much attention as I normally like to the last few weeks, but I am really excited about this.
This is an exploding barbed wire death match.
Yes.
What does that mean to you? It's got all the world abuzz. What does this mean to you?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything like this since I was like 14 and at TKG's house watching VHS tapes that he traded on the internet. Like, I don't know how they're going to do this.
Yeah, it's certainly it's something to get people all abuzz. You would imagine. Yeah,
so there's going to be barbed wire ropes, I guess, and if you touch them, there's an explosion. I don't. I'm excited. They got my money.
What are we talking about?
Wrestling.
Oh, cool. There's electrified barbed wire in this match?
Yeah, there's an exploding barbed wire death match tonight on AEW on him.
How do you stream that? Pay-per-view? FrontRow.com or whatever?
I think they do. You can do it through Sling if you got that.
Damn.
You can do it through most cable providers like a normal one, or you can do BT Live or the other one. What's the other one? The other sports thing?
Bleacher
app. That's BT, Bleacher Report.
Then I don't know.
That other sports service. You'll know if you're a sportster. Fight. Yes, you can do it. I believe you can order it through that as well. But it's just it's a pay-per-view. And then they're supposed to have a big signing tonight too. The Big Show, Paul White, aka the Giant, came over recently, and apparently he's going to announce that someone is going to sign a contract tonight. Tony Khan, the owner has said that it's one of his top favorite wrestlers. Is a sure Hall of Famer.
Hall of Fame worthy is the key, which is
Hall of Fame worthy, which could be a play on words. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who do you think it is?
I think it could be Christian. Apparently
he might still be under contract though.
That was his Fox Sports contract. And apparently it's done. So from what I've heard the last few days, he made his appearance at the Royal Rumble. He came out and was around a little bit on WWE. That was the tail end of a Fox Sports contract that he had, not a WWE contract.
Why would a Fox Sports contract
not under
anything in ring though?
Because they have the deal with Fox now. I guess if somebody's under contract doing one of their Fox shows, they could approach them and have them.
You would think that would be a separate in-ring contract for that.
Yeah. And that's what people thought, but apparently he said this last week that it's a Fox contract.
Do you think that might be a disappointment though, if it's not Brock Lesnar or CM Punk? If it's just Christian, which taking nothing away from Christian as an performer, but as a name, he's not Brock Lesnar or CM Punk.
Yeah, I think it will be. To a hardcore, I mean, people that know Christian, that would be huge, and it would be cool if he could have
love to see him there.
I would rather see him at this point than Edge. Honestly,
I thought though that he had a career-ending injury as well as Edge.
So did Edge, and so did Daniel Bryan, and all of these guys. I think they were just for a few years. I don't want to say overreacting, but like trying to be super proactive about it, and technology has fixed some of those issues. I don't know.
It seems like
it's like with Daniel Bryan had to go to his doc. He had to kind of pave the way for this. because they said no more, and he had to keep going to his doctor and keep badgering them and showing them that he was getting better.
Well, he had to go to several doctors. It seems like Kurt Angle, though, is the one that people are like, okay, you legitimately cannot get better. Your neck will not move ever. You're done wrestling. Don't be Kurt Angle, which he is not under contract right now.
Yeah.
Just let go. So
I don't think Tony Khan would do this unless it's someone who's going to be wrestling.
Right. Like even with the case of Sting, he's given, Sting may have limitations, but he's on the program every week. Yeah.
And of course he'll bring in older guys that can't wrestle anymore to do things like, like Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard and all the other guys. I mean, guys behind the scenes like Dean Malenko. But, I think with all of this hype, and the way he's trying to get people thinking, I don't think it's going to be someone like that. Like
I'm going to give my dark horse pick to you right now. It's going to be Bully Ray. Bully Ray is a Hall of Fame candidate. I don't think the Dudleys are actually in right now, but the Bully Ray character in TNA was hot, and I think knowing Tony Khan loves ECW, old school. He may be willing to parlay that into AEW. That's what I got.
I think that and this is something that Miller said the other day, I think it might be Big Cass.
That would be the biggest letdown possible. There's no way a Hall of Fame career at all.
Career. He was on his way until they fucked everything up with him over there.
No. That was
He was great. Both of them were great. If they could get another chance on AEW, I'd be all right with that sidebar. But
maybe, but I don't think that's how you bring them in with this announcement.
I also think it could be someone like a Christian comes in, the Big Show brings them in, or they do it however they're going to do it, and then like Brock Lesnar hits the ring, and it's a big shock. That we thought this was the guy, and then here Brock Lesnar comes and fucking F5s his ass.
So I think there's a good point to be made that if it's too big of a name like a Brock Lesnar, that's not something you hold off for pay-per-view. That's something you put on TV as much as possible.
The following show is going to have the hype of him showing up on the pay-per-view.
John,
so
what do you think
of an advertisement for the next show?
John, you know Brock Lesnar, right? Would you be more inclined to watch a TV program if you see this name?
You mean like a wrestling event?
Yeah, or Modern Family. If you just see Brock Lesnar is going to be there,
a wrestling event, yes. A TV show, no.
Okay.
I don't believe he can speak.
John wants to see Moxley.
He's an absolute unit. I don't believe he can speak words. Brock Lesnar, have you ever heard him speak? Does he talk?
Yeah, he talks occasionally.
Does a redhead come out after every single match and say, hey, the sun's getting pretty low there, big fella, and touch his hand in a way that he comes out of Hulk form back to a normal Bruce Banner? That guy's a unit.
He mostly just makes noise, like grunts. And like moves.
Yeah. I don't like his color often. I know that from watching him wrestle. He gets very red in the face. I feel like his heart's going to explode. I don't like his, which ones are these? Your
easiest.
Your traps, yeah. I don't like those. They're way too big. So yes, for a wrestling event with his German suplexes. Or no, he does what's his move? He's the suplex guy, yeah.
Yeah,
he does Suplex City.
Yeah, so wrestling, yes. TV.
He kind of runs
it out. He's the mayor.
Two sets of pecs. He's got he's got like one, up here, and then if you go halfway down on the pec, he has like another pec. It's weird. Tiny legs on that guy too. So
chicken legs.
I'm concerned for his his blood system overall when you see him get
He kind of looks like the coach from Home Movies. If you watch that, like
Coach McGurk.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he does.
I want to see him cosplay as the Juggernaut. I think he would make a perfect Mark Kano. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah. He would be good as who's the rock guy from the Fantastic Four? What's his name? Ben Grimm?
The Thing?
Is that him? The Thing?
Yeah. The build is perfect for the Thing.
Yeah.
Put some glue on him, shove him down in a gravel yard. There's your Thing.
Yeah. So are you watching this, Joe?
Maybe. Yeah. No. I think I eventually will, whether it's tonight or via other means later on. Somehow.
I hope there's no illegal blows that lead to a disqualification in this wrestling match.
You can only hope.
Well, that happened. We talked about that with the UFC earlier. So yeah.
Oh,
somebody won a title on a disqualification last night.
Nutshot?
That was a knee to the eyeball.
Yeah. Knee to the
you can win a title that way?
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know what was going on, honestly, for half of it. I'm like, so the fight's over?
The first time
in real life.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, and there was some hesitance before they made that call, too. That was kind of weird, right, Kev? Where they come out and they're like, well, can you see? And he's like, I mean, kind of. It's like, I think we have to cancel this.
He was hurt, but he was also hamming it up a little bit. So a lot of mixed, not even really mixed reactions. A lot of people online that are not very happy with him.
Has that come out since the fight? Are people like, that was kind of bullshit? Or
yeah, I mean, I think the consensus is, and it looked bad for him to have done the interview.
Yeah.
I don't know why you get on a mic if you're hurt that badly.
He's got Joe Rogan on his side, though, right? Or do you think Joe Rogan will change his opinion?
No, I mean, Rogan will, he said earlier, he said Sterling's not, he's super tough. He wouldn't be, he would continue if he could. And, like, maybe that's true, but I don't know. I don't think it looked good. It looked a little bit like stealing too much, attention or whatever in the moment. Like, even if this isn't the way you wanted to win the title, I'm still mad at you for taking another lap and, doing the kind of sulky thing. And but they'll run it back for a rematch. It's fine.
There you go. Everyone gets the fights they want. I love it. You guys want to play a game?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Love to play a game.
Well, we have
what are the scores? Tell us the scores.
Let me grab a drink. Go over the scores.
Get a drink, and I'll do the theme song and the scores. Okay. So we've had some absenteeism to work with in the last couple weeks, but we've got started, and so Kevin has
singled out.
Kevin has cleaned up. So Kevin is now 2 with Joe 0 and Carl 0. We're only running this game until the 28th of March. That will be when we pick a winner. So Joe and Carl, you're going to want to get some points in. Before then, you got to catch up to Kevin.
I would like a sympathy point, if possible.
This is the broken schemes of the buttercream.
Did I hear one would be possible?
No sympathy points will be awarded. Come to the podcast.
How about a bargain point?
How about a 135-pound title belt?
That's fair.
Can Joe have one of those?
Yeah. The broken schemes for the buttercream, a month-long competition that will pay and Laugh Buttercream Delights. You guys check out Laugh Buttercream on Instagram. That's LAF Buttercream on Instagram. That's sort of the sponsor for this month's trivia event. And
do you know these people, or what's happening here?
I'm getting to it, buddy.
Okay.
So go check out the Instagram and you can see what's offered. He typically creates these batches and he'll announce them on Instagram, and then you just throw your name in and say, hey, hook me up, and it's like $20 for these boxes, and they come with usually 3 or 4 different baked goods, and they're all, really good. My favorite right now is the cashew cream cookies, and then also the brownies are no joke. The dark chocolate brownie is out of control. And I'm not a big sweets guy, so
just IG.
Right now, operating just through the Instagrams. It's LAF Buttercream on Instagram. So go give them a follow. And then he also does, if you got a birthday or something like that, and he's available, you can always just message him and say, "Hey, can I get a cake?" And he'll do that for you too. So the winner is going to get their choice of their favorite confection, and they'll get a batch just for them to share with their friends and enjoy themselves late at night with a box of wine. So you want to win this one, Joe.
Is this so? I don't have the IG, and I tried to go to the website, and it kicked me out. Does this baker? Is this somebody who I might have touched in person at one point?
No, these guys are out of San Francisco, but
oh no,
we're into it. Yeah,
totally thought it was Zane. Yeah.
No, this is a situation out of San Francisco. They've been operating since, I think, 2007 or something, yeah.
No, I just wanted to buy a cake from Zane if that was possible.
It is. It's Zane. It's Zane. I don't know any bakeries in San Francisco. It's Zane.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Is Zane here?
He is here.
Just listening?
Maybe we could get a word. Maybe we could get a word from the chef himself.
I'll definitely buy a cake from Zane.
What's a Zane cake?
I heard there was a bakery in San Francisco, but they had to shut down because they refused to make a cake for a straight wedding.
I remember that one. I saw that in the headlines.
He reversed the roles there.
Yeah. You guys ready to play?
San Francisco.
Yeah. All right, we got
capitals of the world.
We got Kevin with 2, Joe and Carl with donuts. No pun intended.
It's
the broken schemes.
Winning prizes at all, so I just want this Zane cake now.
Who won the last one? Me?
You're probably never going to get any prize at all.
Check it out, boys.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Prize was collected last night.
Check it out, boys.
It's the Oral B.
It's the Oral B. It's the Oral B Pro 1000. I haven't used it yet.
You went home last night.
You woke up today.
Yeah. I fell asleep on the couch last night, so I did not brush my teeth. And then...
baking soda? Anything?
No. I drank beer, and I had...
John,
I didn't have a snack. No, I didn't mean to, fellas. I didn't mean to.
Twice a day, John. Twice a day.
Yeah.
No, if I had a time machine, I would go back.
That mouth is not one of those Zane cakes into.
I don't care about my teeth at all. Except for now I do that I have this delightful cleaner. Once I power this thing on, it's going to be a whole different mode. All right. Let's not do it. Let's just play the game. All right, here we go. So,
you got a song for it? You don't want to play it?
No, fuck that song. Fuck Joe. No.
I like it. Let's do it raw. No song.
Let's go raw in. Here, I'll give you the song. Here, it's a broken scheme. For the buttercream. Come on now.
Rip-off. That's a rip-off of the last song.
I thought we weren't doing a
broken scheme. For the buttercream. Come on.
You just said you weren't doing a song, and then you did it twice.
Well, seemed like you wanted one. Seemed like you really wanted a song.
I think I explicitly said no song.
All right, we got 5 questions for you. 5 questions for you boys today. You're going to need to write down your answers, okay? All of these will have number answers. You need to write down these answers, okay? I think.
Need a pen.
Carl,
yes.
Getting a pen.
All right, first question.
Wow.
How many islands make up the Florida Keys?
How many what?
How many total amount of islands make up the Florida Keys? I believe Alicia Keys would know the answer to this, or maybe the fictional UNSC Starship Commander Captain Keys might know the answer to this, because their last names are Keys. Maybe Key and Peel would be able to help you get to the bottom of this one. If you don't know the answer, hey, check in between those couch cushions, you dummy. How many keys in the Florida Keys? Everybody good?
Good, yeah.
All right. Good. Do you guys want to do this question by question or go through and get them all written down? Let's just do it question by question. Carl, we'll start with you. How many keys are in these Florida Keys?
5.
5 keys. Kevin, your turn.
I said 8.
Now, Joe.
Wow. Okay, I thought there was a lot more. I said 1533.
Okay. Joe gets the points. There are 1,700 islands in the Florida Keys.
Holy cow.
Good job, Joe. Read a book, you guys. Come on, what are you doing?
A lot of keys out there, baby.
Yeah, baby. All right, next question.
Caught us with our pants off.
Next question. This will be a quick one.
I'd love to catch you, Carl.
This will be a quick one. Released November 15th, 2001. What was the price of Microsoft's original Xbox? The first Xbox, that big green or that big black X with the green cup holder on top of it. You remember that old antique? You remember that? We'll start with Joe this time. Everybody in?
Yeah, I'm in.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Kevin, are you in?
Yep.
I went with,
and this is honor system, boys. This is honor system. No change in your answers. Yes, $299. Kevin.
I believe it was 400.
400. Carl.
$299.
All right, Carl and Joe are going to collect a point on that one. They tied, and good job, men. Next question.
That was what the PS2 was as well.
That's right. And then it wasn't until the 360, or no, it was the Xbox One when it first launched. It was more expensive than the PlayStation 4, and it was they blamed it on the fact that they paired it with the Kinect, which no one used ever.
Hey, I have a Kinect.
I bet you do. I bet you do. Green Book won the Academy Award for Best Picture at the 91st Academy Award. What rating does that movie have on Rotten Tomatoes right now? Critics review, please. Good movie, too, if you haven't seen it. I thought it was like going to be one of those that was just overhyped and... You know, it's a racially charged situation, but I would recommend checking it out if you haven't seen it yet. Everybody locked in?
I guess I'm locked in.
Green Book is the title. Let's go with Joe first. What do you got, buddy?
I said 84%. It seems like it might be a nice critic review for Academy Award winner.
Okay. Carl?
You got 92%.
92. And then Kevin.
Said 88.
88. All right. Correct answer right now on Rotten Tomatoes, 78%. So is that JoJo? Yeah.
That's me again, yeah.
All right. Joe grabs.
I've been eliminated. I'm going to take a pee for the last 2 questions.
That's fine. All right. Here we go. And what year was the first motorist arrested for drunk driving or driving under the influence? A little bit of info. He was a London cab driver named George Smith, and he crashed into a building in a downtown area. So
this is way different than the previous 30 questions.
We're all over. As soon as you guys are good, make the noise of a barn owl, and then I will ask who goes first. Okay, we got one barn owl.
Caw-caw! That's not a fucking owl.
That's the eastern raven.
That's not correct. Okay.
Oh-ho!
No, that's what.
This podcast is a fucking disgrace.
No, that Joe, you just made the noise of a consenting adult female when she sees your penis.
Oh.
Ha ha!
Oh.
You just missed a great joke, Kevin. Oh, that was like Mickey. Ha ha!
It's also Mickey laughing at your dick.
Yeah. That's the sound Mickey makes when he sees Joe's dick.
You call it a cock?
Why are all those leeches on that dick? Ha ha! All right.
Leeches on your dick.
All right.
Oh no!
What's your answer, Carl?
Take me to the crawl space.
What's your answer?
1974.
1974. TV's JG.
Oh, wow. I went way early. I said 1850.
Okay, 1897 was the answer.
Jesus.
Joe just BFing today.
Go win.
All right, we got one more question for you.
It's a no contest, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's still fun.
We want the last question for funsies.
Surf legend Kelly Slater had a final combined score of what in the 2006 Billabong Pro in Tahiti?
What? What are you saying?
I want to know the final score for surf legend Kelly Slater. The final combined score. This was 2006 Billabong Pro in Tahiti.
The final combined score?
Yes.
1974.
Carl says 1,974 points. Joe, what do you got?
No, I thought. Wait, were you
say a number?
Your answer? I thought you were asking the year.
That's my answer.
It's his answer.
Okay,
I'm just copying my last answer.
I'll say 42.
Joe gets it. The answer is 20.
What are the other events that take place in this?
We're going to move on now. We got some gaming news this week on the podcast. Everyone should be looking forward to. No, I don't know, Joe. It was, you know what I'm doing? I'm pulling up trivia from the archive. I don't know what the hell's in there.
I thought you might have an exciting tidbit about that.
Never. No, I just
career or whatever.
No, I just come with
gaming news.
We do, yeah. A couple things we want to talk about. You like talking about video games, Carl. You like playing video games.
Hell yeah.
What are you playing right now?
I started playing Hades finally.
Dude, I got
on my list. My wish list for a while.
I have it installed, and I need to start it. I don't know what I'm doing. It's true that
fun.
It doesn't have a multiplayer, right?
I don't think so.
Okay. I was going to say it'd be sick if it did, and we could roguelite together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
We could still do that. We could get into a party chat. You know, that's something that Ash and I used to do. We would get 2 Xboxes and 2 TVs together, and we would
sync
just
them up.
Play Morrowind. We would play Morrowind.
That's fun.
on 2 separate televisions, so we would do dual Morrowind. So it's not multiplayer, but you're in the same room playing the same
fun.
game.
I could see that being fun.
Talking about the same things, yeah.
I like that. I would do that with you.
You could do that.
Do some Hades.
I think I've mentioned this before too. I used to be able to call up Ashley Rude while I was playing Morrowind, and I would say, I'm here. I need to get to this ring or this item or this quest or whatever. And then there's no fast travel. Well, there was limited fast travel in that game. You couldn't fast travel a lot of places.
Right.
He would just walk me there over the phone.
Yeah.
He'd be like, okay, you see the rock over there? Well, go around that.
He was one of those guys that not only did he know really obscure, nerdy shit about stuff like video games and D&D and comic books and stuff, but he was the type of dude that, like, he wasn't ashamed of it. Like, he was proud of providing that information, proud to be able to provide that information. And
still not. He's still with us.
What's that?
He is still with us.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, back in the day when I
kind of sounded like he had passed on.
Well, you know, he did live in Hillsborough for a number of years, so we've lost many men, you know. So maybe have you talked to him recently, Carl? Do you know he's alive?
He's still alive.
Okay.
I mean,
you can't confirm it though. Now. You can't confirm it though.
Sure.
Ash, just hit us up and let us know that you're.
Check in with us, buddy. We want to know that you're eating and you know you're all right. He's got a beautiful little baby now with that Jordan, doesn't he? We're going off topic. Video games. Here we go.
Yeah. We were talking video games.
Hades. Check it out.
Hades.
So we're going around. Let's
check it out.
Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's go around. Kevin, what are you playing right now?
Same shit.
Same.
I'm having a dark time with Rocket League. I just keep losing, and my rank is the lowest it's been in years.
Joe enjoys that.
Yeah.
I like seeing Kevin lose at stuff.
It is kind of nice. Out of all my friends watching Kevin lose is, I think, a little better. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to get
He's just so good at everything.
That's what I mean.
It's nice to see him lose it.
It never happens. Yeah.
I tried to get in a couple games last night after smoking, copious amounts of green and deciding last night was going to be one of my drinking nights. And, it ended poorly. It was, I had to throw several matches and, chat box with teammates who are unpleasant. So, that's the new game that I play within Rocket League, which is, kind of emotionally abusing people who've been rude, at some point early in the match.
Yeah.
But,
solid game though.
I gotta figure out this Epic gaming app so that I can play on my new PC. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yep.
Because we finally got the computer over last night, and
John's old machine with a new GPU.
Just the difference in watching the fights was pretty big over what I've been.
That really did surprise me. I didn't think that would be. I mean, it makes sense, but I didn't think oh yeah, streaming video from the internet is going to work so much better on this gaming computer. You know what I mean? It's not the first thing I thought of. Good shit.
No Man's Sky, Kevin.
No Man's Sky.
We'll see.
No Man's Sky.
That has
play that. Dude, roll around the galaxy.
Dude, we can all three party up in that game, go explore planets, and I can do it in VR, with you guys, playing flat, which is awesome. I love when games do that. Joe, what are you playing right now? What's your sit down and go to?
I think I'm at the last couple missions of San Andreas.
Ah, that's right. We discussed that a little bit last night.
So I finished Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eaters. That was
a good one, if I remember.
I didn't like it as much as the first one.
Carl, did you ever play any of those Metal Gear games?
I played the first one on the PlayStation.
Okay,
there was another one.
I still like best.
The other one
of the Xbox releases I played a lot. I can't remember which one it was.
Sons of Liberty or something like that. Sons of Justice. It had a tagline and it had really cool mythological bad guys in it. It was a whole.
Yeah, I think that's 4. I think that's on the PS3 or something.
Yeah, that was the last one I played, and I really liked it.
But other than that,
Sons of Liberty.
I do have a PS4 right now. I've taken possession, so I'm ready to go on. It sounds like I've got a finite time in which I can sign up for a thing and get Final Fantasy VII.
There you go.
For free. Is that true?
Is it the remake or the original?
The remake.
Dude, you should definitely play that.
Yeah. No, it sounds like I got to set this up right away.
Okay. Well, that was one of our topics. What am I playing? I've been mixing it up last week. I got into a new game on VR. Oh shit, I'm blanking on the title. It's a wave shooter, and you're in this subway, and they start with zombies, and then they move to these kind of humanoid flesh monsters. They're next. The graphics are all really well done, cool, realistic lighting, and the models for the guns all look really cool. You only get a pistol and a shotgun, and you can't move, so you're stuck in one spot, which is terrifying. And then it's just wave after wave of pretty cool looking bad guys coming your way. There was this moment where this one big creepy giant dude whose face would split open and show a skull and brain and all this. He was crawling around and he kept peekabooing into the map, but it wasn't your time to fight him yet. He's the last boss of the game, and you see him stomping around in the floor above you, and you see little dust parts falling down, and you're tracking him in VR, and you're looking all around, and you're what the fuck? And then he comes over, you see the dust particles come closer to you, but then stop, and I'm well, what the hell? Where'd he go? And you look up, and there's a hole in the ceiling, and he's just right there looking at you. Pretty much sure that I pulled a Sunday morning Joe Gazzaro in my pants. It was scary. Definitely love playing VR games.
Morning now, my pants are clean.
You know what I'm saying. Before you go to church, don't you shit yourself or whatever you were talking about earlier?
No, come on.
Okay.
Come on.
All right.
Not in the good church.
All right.
Maybe if I go to the West Side Church.
Yeah. And then the the other one I started was another VR game called Moss, where it's a platformer and you play as a little mouse called Quill, and you're like this, you're the reader of the story. So you have like these god abilities, and like if you and the mouse solve a puzzle together, she'll look up at you and put her hand up, and you like reach out and high five her. It's pretty cool. So I was checking that one out too. I'm kind of hitting this point with current games where I'm like, fuck my backlog, like if I don't get to them, I don't get to them. Let's just play some games, like pick what I want to play and turn that on. And if I stick with it, I stick with it. Cause I have like four games that I have on this backlog that I feel like, oh, you have to finish those before you're allowed to play other things. And I'm kind of getting sick of it. Like, I don't care if I beat Red Dead Redemption 2. I said it.
What's this? I think I saw you on the wish list, John, for, is it called Valhalla?
Valheim. That looks good.
Or Valheim.
Yeah. And it's
really good.
Dude, we should play that together. It's hugely popular right now. Maybe this could be me, you, and Kevin game, but it's survival, fantasy RPG. So we'll be building bases and killing bad guys, and then each biome has its own like boss that you kind of have to gear up to before you try to take them on. I'm into that. Like, you heard it here, folks.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you the full scoop next week. We're playing that. I've decided.
The only thing that I miss in games like that are like cities that I can go to where there are non-playable characters,
like Minecraft,
usually
the villagers.
Yeah, but like in in Elder Scrolls games or Fallout games, there's always these cool city architectures and shit to do in them.
Oh, real quick, Carl, I don't mean to interrupt.
But
hold up.
Oh, go ahead.
Propagation VR is the name of that shooter I couldn't think of earlier, if anyone's interested. But go on, sorry.
What the fuck was I just talking about?
How you wanted cities in some of these games, these survival games.
But then in No Man's Sky, I guess people are starting to get together and build cities, and there's something I think it would be fun to try and find, like, replicant city with you guys.
And then in No Man's Sky, they have
somewhere for how to get to it, but it's just this huge fan-made, like, cyberpunk.
Oh, cool.
Cyberpunk-inspired city, yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that their servers can keep something like that from like glitching or messing up somehow. That's pretty cool. That multiple players can contribute to one build on a planet and it just saves it all. That's cool.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. No Man's Sky.
But it creates it all, it creates what people, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, these places don't all exist out there. Like, it's procedurally generated.
Right.
So the size of the universe is like kind of theoretical. You can go explore it, but it's being created before you as you're moving through it.
And if you discover and name a planet, at that point, it's on the map, and you can have anyone you want join you there. Yeah. It's such a cool idea for a game, and I'm glad to see that they were able to save it,
Yeah, and not only save it, like, they've killed it. They've done extra stuff.
They added VR support. Like, that is, no developer does that to their game. I love it. So yeah, gaming news, the PlayStation VR 2 was announced, which is a big deal, for the VR industry. And I know I always like geeking on VR convos, but I'll keep it short if you guys want to. But, the first PlayStation VR was the best-selling VR platform kind of that first generation. So if your options were an Oculus Rift, a HTC Vive on PC, or a PlayStation VR, most people went with the PlayStation VR. It sold like more than 5 million headsets and made a shitload of money on the software. And to this day, they still release decent VR games, first party exclusives on the Sony platform. Iron Man comes to mind. The Resident Evil 7 BioShock. That was the only way you could play that in VR was on PlayStation. But they announced that they are making a second one and that it won't be out for a couple years. But that's good, just industry wide, whether or not you're playing on the PlayStation or not, because it just means more developers are going to be making games. And with VR still in its infancy, it's nice to see that one of the big players wasn't just dipping their toe, testing the waters. And if they were, the waters, the result is no, get out of VR. Don't develop for VR. Don't try to sell this to people. But they're staying in it. So that was some big news in the VR world in the last week. With
VR, especially with something like, console-based equipment.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little cheaper, usually, right, John, than like getting the
full setup. Hell yeah. I mean, you're talking about the price of a console, which is going to be cheaper than a gaming PC. And then the headsets were, I think it was $200. It would be on sale and you'd get a couple games with it. So pretty cool. But that hardware at this stage is pretty outdated. So it's cool that they've announced it.
Make something like that work with a computer, though. There's probably a hack out there, and there's probably like a community dedicated to quality of life over time. So when something like this comes out, if you want to dip your toe in the water, I bet the old PlayStation ones will be very cheap.
True.
You could we could get Joe into the virtual reality world
one day. Oh, he'd be a mess in
there.
there.
5 years. It's like what, 3 or 4 years behind? 5 years behind?
He's catching up. For him to jump in. Yeah. His PlayStation 4 would run VR. Maybe that's what we get him for Christmas or something, or his birthday. We all go in on a PSVR for him. He could play Beat Saber. The other little tidbit I had was they announced, and it's only because I'm an Alien dork, but there's a new Alien game coming out. Alien Fire Team looks like a cooperative kind of shooter type situation. With the exception of Alien Isolation, I don't know that they've ever made a good Alien game, so my expectations are definitely a little lower. But if they make a good Alien game,
scrollers were all right,
yeah,
back in the day, but yeah, nothing.
Yeah, so yeah, if it's good, we'll let you know because I'm definitely going to try it out. And it looks like they're
game in that.
Oh, sorry, I was just going to say the whole thing has a James Cameron like Aliens, the sequel kind of vibe with flamethrowers and all the weapons that show up in Aliens. So, and then I think there's like boss fights with the Queen Alien and shit. So that could be cool. If you get to wear the loader suit, I will cream in my pants. So,
I was going to say that Metroid would be a great alternative pre-Alien Isolation. Just don't play the Alien games before Isolation. Yeah. Play Metroid.
Yeah.
All of those games. And then play Isolation. Because
awesome. They do take a cue, or it's inspired by some of the monsters. And I mean, they straight up have like eggs that hatch and little facehugger type crawlies come out in that game,
Definitely. The Metroids, right, Kevin? Aren't those Metroids?
Those are Metroids, the little flying,
And then big aliens at the end with, the weak points you got to aim for.
That's basically the final boss in Contra as well.
Contra, that's what I'm thinking of too, yeah.
Yeah. Those are good games.
H.R. Geiger with the creature design that influenced other artists for sure. Do you guys remember the movie Species, where that naked lady runs around? She's an alien. Did you ever see Species?
Yeah.
I think somebody downloaded that from HBO. Yeah. And so we saw Natasha Henstridge's butt or something.
Yeah. The design, I mean, those movies they definitely don't hold up in the, like, creature effects department, but those were also Geiger characters that they adapted to film. So, good times. That's all I had for the video game news this week. Anything else going on you guys want to talk about?
I think that's it. I have been playing Bloodstained.
The ritual of the night.
Because there is a classic mode now, which is pretty much just like it's like Castlevania 1. You just run through friggin' castle.
I keep seeing that one go on sale, and I'm tempted.
Same like game mechanics. There's actually a different difficulty based on whether or not like you can move while you're jumping, or whether or not you get knocked back. I think with the hardest difficulty, it's like original Castlevania controls and mechanics, and then there's kind of like a hybrid Castlevania 3 later games version. Castlevania 3, Castlevania 4 version that you can play too.
I'll play that.
And then it's also, that game is a big RPG if you play it in its normal mode. Sure.
I think that one's on Game Pass, like PC, but leaving soon, so might want to get on it.
That's right. Sure. That's where I saw it last.
Are you still playing any Tecmo's Super Bowls?
You training?
No. I mean, I haven't even looked since they had their what was going to be an online event during 2020 because of all the COVID. You guys remember COVID?
Yeah.
And there was some miscommunication there where, like, I guess you were supposed to have been playing the games for several weeks leading up to the date they advertised, so I kind of missed it and have not checked to see what their next event is going to be. Maybe by this fall they'll be able to be back in person.
Oh. I got a SNES Classic for Katie for Christmas.
Oh, cool.
Put a bunch of like old games on it. Just stuff that she had mentioned liking that was on like Game Boy Color when she's a kid.
How do you add games to it? Is it connected to the webs?
You just plug it into a computer and there's software you can get.
Oh. Yeah. So they're ROMs and stuff?
You should, the ROMs. You should own them. I own them all though.
That's what I was wondering. If it was not.
You just want to make sure that you own all the real copies of them.
Okay.
But I did find a hack, I guess, of NBA Jam. I guess they do those similarly to the Tecmo games, where it's like they update them every year. So it was a 2021 roster with like LeBron James and
are you shitting me?
Shebang.
That's hilarious.
But it's NBA Jam. Yeah. And then they put in other little,
that's a mod though, right?
Sounds like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I did a dunk and it said, Toasty! So it's like they pull from other references and video games and stuff too. It was awesome. Check those out if you could find them.
Did Midway?
Midway did. I think.
Okay, so then that makes sense that they would be taking. That might be like part of the arcade version that they would have that audio in there from the Mortal Kombat games being the same publisher.
Well, they can drop in any audio
That's
want.
true. Well, I mean, yeah,
like it's a hacked ROM.
I gotcha. That's cool. I would play that NBA Jam. We used to spend hours on that game.
Yeah,
the old Sega Genesis days.
Yeah, but I think they have Genesis and SNES ROMs.
Very cool.
Did we already do all our... Go ahead.
Does Midway still do those games, Kevin? Do you know?
The new NBA Jam skins?
Yeah. Or did they just do those for a couple of years? Was that 360?
They had a more recent one, I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, I would think that they've had the rights for as long as like actual licensed content has been made for those games.
Okay.
No.
Oh yeah, I assume they have the rights, but have those games been coming out?
I see one in 2010 released from EA, so I think EA owns them now.
Well,
okay,
but there you go. 2010, is that right? Yeah, that was the last one. So maybe they do it again.
I remember playing that for a little bit at the old place.
Yeah. Cool. Video game talk.
We already do all our like movies, and you guys talked WandaVision. I just wanted to tell everyone to watch I Care a Lot on Netflix.
I'll second that.
10 out of 10 fishing poles for me. One of the least flawed movies I think I've seen in a while.
Shrill is a great show. I think it's on Hulu.
Okay.
Been watching.
Shrill. And
check out Shrill.
Yeah, I really care. Good things. Yeah, I got nothing to report from this week. We watched Roadhouse a couple nights ago. That movie's amazing. I enjoyed it. I hadn't seen it before, so Patrick Swayze has got to clean up this bar, and he does it.
Holds up.
the double deuce, yeah.
Stars Terry Funk.
Had a blind guitarist in the movie that I thought when I would look it up, it would be some like, I don't know, cool music hidden gem secret that I never heard of. He was good, but he was just playing in a weird way. Like he was playing lap style guitar where he was holding the chords kind of like downward on the fretboard. It was really weird, like you would hold a slide guitar and play that way.
But it wasn't a slide.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, and it wasn't a slide. He was just playing that way, and I was like, I just had so many questions after the movie was over. I was like, who is that? Is that a way to play guitar? I mean, I just saw it happen, but is that some other option that I just didn't know about? People play like that, and
well, you're not blind. You're not privy to these conversations.
This is true. But really enjoyed it. Would recommend Roadhouse. They go well with some wrap snacks. Make sure you guys get the Cardi B flavor.
Did you have you watched To Wong Fu after that?
No, the next one I want to watch, and I think I was confusing them in my mind, is Big Trouble in Little China. I haven't seen that with Kurt Russell, so.
Those are two different people.
They are, but
you son of a bitch.
I mixed them up in my head, yeah.
You should watch To Wong Fu then, as well.
Okay. Julie Newmar, or what is it? What's the title?
Yep. To Wong Fu, thanks for everything. Julie Newmar.
There you go.
It's a very long title, but it has 3 action heartthrobs as drag queens. Kevin, you'll like it.
I'm sold.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think we did a podcast, man.
Technically.
Yeah.
Technically, we did it.
Shut it down.
All right. Yeah, thanks for listening. Check us out on the website, podcastrightnow.com, for all the links and deets. And we appreciate you guys. Appreciate you hanging out with us. If you have any topics you want us to hit or anything like that, feel free to tweet. And what else? Check out nothing.bandcamp.com for some of the slickest riffs in town.
Oh, yeah. We just released a Guided by Voices cover.
Yeah, I was talking about that last week.
Heather Crazy.
I wanted to ask you about all that, but now we're out of time, unfortunately. What else? Sundays. We're still playing with the time, but Sunday seems to be the day. We'll try to get better about tweeting or putting it on our Facebook exactly what time we start, but it's looking like Sunday earlier due to Joe's affliction. Thanks again for me and all the boys, and have a good rest of your Sunday, and wear your mask, 0 waste, and we'll see you next time. Bye. A podcast right now. Podcast right now. We have fun.